Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to StudTech and our old West 4 build, where we're going to finally work on the interior design of our house. We're going to build some staircases and grandfather clocks and all sorts of other great stuff. So let's get this episode underway. Alright, and welcome back to Scarford here, and let's head through our gates and take a look at some of our prior work here. So of course, here is our furniture shop. So we've completed this in the last 2 episodes, and we've got it fully functioning now. Over the weekend on Twitch, we built some furniture. We built our first grandfather clock and also our weapon stand hiding behind that bush right there. Oh, looking so fancy, but unfortunately, let me switch over to my other toolbar here. You can't put Tinker's tools in here, which is kind of disappointing. I guess it's not compatible, and I don't know, kind of disappointing, but we'll fill it up with some cool weapons and different things like that. And I absolutely love the grandfather clock. Watch the little pedestal go back and forth, and also the little arm up here is moving, and I think that's super amazing. But yeah, it's fun to kind of have the neat little furniture shop all set up. Of course, we have the Ugama Shimtel, presses and the sandpapers and all that good stuff all set up in there, and deco crafts. So looking good, but now we need to work on our house. Our barracks house is now ready for the interior to be added and furnished up. So let's head through the door here and take a look. So as you can see, we're pretty blank and boring in here, but it's time to furnish it and add all the great details. So down below, as you can see, I've marked out the entryway. So the entryway is going to be this little box along here. And what we're going to do is we're going to possibly do a staircase running up this side and then have a hallway going right here. So let's get right into it. So first thing we're going to do here, we're going to switch over to our other hotbar, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this wall up to about here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as you can see, just to get a basic setup right there. And I'm going to sneak over here and get that a spacing of 2. So that's 1 block and a spacing of 2, and I'm going to bring this all the way up to the top like so. And we're just creating the wall that will go along here. So of course the staircase will run up against this wall. So that's going to look really nice. Now, I've been trying to come up with some ideas, of course, for the interior. Now, I think I've got the bottom story pretty well flushed out. I think I've got some good ideas down here. It's the upper level that I'm not sure what I want to do yet. That's why I wanted to ask you guys some questions in today's episode to give you guys kind of some choices and things like that. So what I'm going to do here is I think I'm just going to run this very top pole across here. And as you can see, this is spaced out by 2 going out. And then so from this wall, there's 1, 2, 3, and then the same 1, 2, 3 spaces between the doors. So looking good, looking good. Oh, I love the sun peering through that door. Haha, that's amazing. Anyway, so down below here, I want to build a really cool living room right there. And I would like to do a dining room, kitchen, mystery room, don't know what I want to do back there, and then an office on this area right there. And I have some amazing furniture ideas for that. So lots of really fun and exciting things to look forward to. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lay down some flooring. So we're just going to lay down a set of flooring. There we go. And I'm going to grab out the magic builder's wand of wonders, and I'm going to knock out that torch, which just kind of threw me off. There we go. Look at this. Isn't this like the coolest thing you guys have ever seen in Minecraft? Oh man, this is amazing. We haven't been able to use this yet. Now the Goodwell's Knight made this for us quite some time ago, but we were working so much with, really small detail blocks that we didn't have any use for the big guy yet, but finally do. I love it. All right, so we're just gonna fly down here and we're just gonna go boom, bada, bam, like so. And then we're gonna space this out by 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to be good. So now I'm going to bring this wall back over across. And what I like to do when I build is to kind of create an entryway. And then kind of really furnish it out to a complete room. And then from there, it's a great palette, a great starting point for the rest of the house to kind of be based off of. So that's why we haven't done any other walls, because this is kind of like the palette. This is where we go back for inspiration and the design that will be carried throughout the whole house. All right, so let's jump over here. Let's grab out our backpack and let's grab out a couple of these guys. There we go. And then do we have any dirt on us? Yes, we do. We always got a little dirt ready to go. All right, so right here, this is spacing at 1, 2, 3. I think that should be perfect. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna push it back just a little bit just to give us a little bit more room. All right, so then we're gonna just run these up here. Now with carpenter's blocks, they're a little tricky. So you gotta sometimes run down a little bit of a protective layer to kind of let them have something to sit on, because they get a little picky. They're a little picky, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna bring those along there. and we're going to bring this up here. Now I've got some really cool ideas on how to really make this fancy. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful. So that's 7 blocks going all the way up. And there we go. So give me 1 second here. Let me kind of catch my breath and get some other materials together, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So what I've done in the meantime here is added the ceiling 5 blocks above the ground. So went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then filled in the ceiling with this beautiful, squared off style spruce wood. So I think that looks really nice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to count out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wonderful. So on that 9th block there, that's going to be the entryway here. So then on that 10th one, we're going to start to, whoops, wrong block. There we go. We're going to fill it in with this one right there. Looking good, looking good. So then I'm going to swap back over here and actually try to find where it's hiding. Where are you hiding? Where did it go? There it is. I knew it was hiding somewhere. Okay. So then we're going to space that out, give that a spacing of 2, and then cut in right there, and then fill in here so that we can have eventually a basement door going through here. So I think that will look really cool. So I'm going to bring that across there. So this section down here will eventually become a basement door. All right, we're really moving along. Okay, so next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take out our dark chocolate here, and we're going to run this along here using the chisel block, of course, to create this beautiful texture on top of there. All right, and then we're going to switch back over here, and I'm going to add some extra little things to my inventory. Okay, so this part gets a little bit complicated, so bear with me here as we kind of fiddle with this a little bit here. So we're going to put something like that, okay? And then we're going to place that on top of it like so. And then as you can see that little pattern, how we're just going to kind of make it go like that. And then jump on top here with the micro blocks, of course. Whoops, scar mistake. There we go. And then let's see, let me try to line that up appropriately once again. There we go. So as you can see, we just put down the 4 bars going down and then stick that right on top of it, looking so fancy like that. And this just creates a really kind of detailed and intricate looking banister, and I think it looks pretty good. It looks a little different than other things we've done, of course. Like, we've rarely ever worked with microblocks, so it's super fun to kind of experiment and try new things like this, and I think it looks very nice. All right, there we go, and fill that piece in like so, and then sneak this one on top like that. And there we go, starting to look pretty good. So let's check our inventory here. Perfect, that's just what we need. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stick these guys under here. If we can get them into the right orientation, that's a whole nother story. There we go. And then let's see if we can get that back there. Oh, it was for like a second. There it is, wonderful. And then we'll take that dark chocolate once again and run that up there. Looking good, looking good. So we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back into our carpenter's bag here, and we're going to get out our carpenter's solid blocks now. Okay, now we're going to sneak on over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove these sections right here. And what we're going to do is be able to add a little bit more detail in our walls. And this will allow us to have kind of a more formal, molding, if you will, around the design. Now, if you're familiar with my Twitter or Facebook, I posted kind of a screenshot of what this all looked like quite a few months ago. Now, it seems like it's been quite a few months ago. Just kind of giving you guys like a brief idea of how this all goes. Because people ask sometimes if I build things ahead of time, and occasionally I do. Occasionally I do, and especially with something like this, something we haven't really worked with some of these mods before, it really helps sometimes just to kind of experiment a little bit in a world. And yeah, so let's see how close we can actually get to that test picture that I posted on Twitter quite some time ago, and also on Facebook. And probably on Instagram too. Probably did it all. So now what we're doing is, as you can see, we took our, our chisel too, and we made, of course, our dark chocolate planks here, and we put those on the sides there using those carpenter's blocks. And now what we're doing is we're adding this beautiful molding here. Now, this molding is something that I used in the Haunted Mansion build way back in October. But now with of course, using the microblocks, we're able to get really detailed with this stuff. So it's really kind of exciting to really have this level of detail now doing this. So it's super fun. Look at this. Oh, this is amazing. This does really remind me of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. This particular design kind of going through, it looks like you're going into the stretching room, if you will. So if you're familiar with Disneyland, you might be like, Scar, that looks like Disneyland. And kind of does a little bit. That's definitely where I get a lot of my inspiration, of course, is from Disneyland and, theme park design and stuff like that. It really lends itself well to what we do here on YouTube, making all these cool buildings and designs and things. That's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. A lot of my inspiration comes from the theme park designers, especially the theme park designers of the past. They're just incredibly talented people, and they made some amazing, amazing things, and they were kind of the forefront of all that kind of architectural design. There we go. And then what we're going to do, once again, is run this along here, and doesn't that look absolutely amazing? I really want to look at after this is over on Twitter, go to my media file and see if I can find that picture that I posted and see how close I'm actually getting to that. It'd be cool to see how close we're actually getting to that final design that I kind of tested out. All right, I think we're actually getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Now the ceiling is a little bit lower than I anticipated, but I don't know if that's going to be a bad thing or not. So as you can see, we're one block below this. We're going to add another row across here. That's why I like to have, you know, at least one level for a ceiling and then another level for flooring. All right, we are looking good. We are looking good. Now we just need to add some carpeting. So give me 1 second again, kind of catch my breath, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So what we're going to work on now is adding the carpet to our floor. So where we're going to work here is we're going to find the area where we want to kind of lay down some work here. So we're going to kind of cut in this section right here. And then let me move this all the way over to here, probably stop about there, and then bring this up to, let's bring it up to about here. We'll decide if we want to bring it all the way up to the molding across here, but we'll decide that in just a minute. So let's swap over to our other hotbar, and we're going to grab out some of our chiseled 2 carpet. Now you might be wondering how to make these. Now how to make these is you put the wool block in the center. So let me actually just show it to you. It might be a lot easier than me explaining it. There we go. So as you can see, you put the string in the center and then surround it with wool, and then you get the output of 8 carpet chisel 2 blocks. And then from there, let's jump over to our chisel mod here. Let's see if we can find it. Our hotbars are so crazy right now. We have so many materials. Okay, so this is what we've got. We have all these amazing connecting textures for our rugs. So what I'm thinking about is this brown carpet block. So I think I'm going to do this one, and I would like to get your guys' opinion on if there is any other colors here that you guys might want to see. So we're just going to try this for now. We're going to try this with the carpet. I might want to do another color for the stairs, so I'm going to hold off for now on that, and I'm going to sneak that into there. Wonderful. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take this once again, and we're going to cut it in half like that. And then we're going to get a couple extra blocks out of it. And there we go. And then we're going to grab this, and then we're just going to set a couple of these guys down here just to keep things light and bright. There we go. Looking good, looking good. And then of course we'll just take some dirt here and fill in the center here like so. There we go. So now we got a little bit of nice bright carpet down there. Wonderful. And then we'll take this and watch this. Boom, connected textures. I absolutely love connected textures. Those are amazing. I also like saying that. It's kind of a cool word. There we go. Looking good, looking good. So now you can kind of get an idea of how this is all kind of slowly coming together. And I think it'll look really nice when we get it all kind of put together. Okay, good. So I'm also thinking about doing something else up here. I don't know what, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it in my mind as we kind of go along. All right, so now the thing is, what I want to decide is a lot of kind of older fashioned houses like this would usually have a wooden stair and then a little bit of carpet placed just on the very top of it, like something like that. But I'm not 100% of a fan of that particular texture. So let me knock that off for now. There we go. Let me get that off there, and then we can kind of decide what we want to do. Now for the actual design, we use the big square again. And I also been thinking about changing these to half slabs and be able to have just a little more height on the ceiling. But I don't know. We'll think about what texture we want to do for the stairs. And there's our grandfather clock looking so amazing. There we go. And then I think I'm going to do the weapons rack right here. Now, when you come into the barracks house, of course, you got to stow your weapons. And now right here, I think I'm going to do an armor stand. I need to make one. I don't have one on me. But there we go. That is looking good. Now, let's pull this back down here. Let's pull this down. And what I'm thinking about is I'm kind of leaning towards just this white color. I kind of like that a little bit for a stair. Well, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me some feedback if maybe we want to maybe do a green or maybe a lighter color, but I kind of like just a really basic color of this particular block. So we'll see, we'll see. And now once we get up to the top, you might be, remember we talked about we're going to add some additional flooring blocks above this. This is just the ceiling of the first story, and then the second story's flooring will actually go on top of this. There we go. So that's why we always like to get a little extra, height in our build so that we can get it going pretty nice. But yeah, I might add those half slabs up there. And yeah, things are really starting to come together. So give me 1 second here. Let me kind of put some more things together and get some armor stands going, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back, and we're up here on the platform taking a look out with our periscope, looking all super fancy. And I put some little creeper heads and skull heads up there. I think they look kind of cool with the wither skull kind of overlooking. I would love to get some more of those trophy heads that the some of the other mods had. There's like an elephant head and stuff like that. I've got to get those, but I just have not found any of those, or I've killed some of the animals and they just don't drop them, so pretty disappointing. But anyway, we are in our brand new entryway to our house, looking all so fancy. So I put together a couple tools. I got a little diamond sword and an axe I put inside our new armor stand, and looks pretty good. And of course we have our armor all set up right here, looking oh so fancy. It's kind of the decorative armor, you know, for the fort. And of course there it is, the wonderful grandfather clock, just tick tock. Haha, I love it. That thing is so cool. It also makes, you know, sounds at certain times of the day, and it's just wonderful. And of course we have our carpet across here, and then some extra detail. Now I put the wall moldings across here, and then also on this one the same as we've done over here and on that side. And of course I still haven't quite decided what we're going to do about the ceiling, if we want to incorporate the half slabs to raise the ceiling just a little bit. We'll see. And eventually we're going to have all of our crafting and storage areas all underground, and then we'll have of course our staircases that will be under. Our main staircase will then go under there, unless we want to move it around and we'll just do like a Harry Potter closet or something there. But yeah, well guys, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos, and hopefully this kind of inspired you and your modded interiors for your houses. And let me know if this was if that was a bit of, you know, something nice. I felt like it was something different. We got to try some different blocks and some different designs, and it'll make a great, you know, palette for our future rooms. And yeah, so until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. A lot of resources and a lot of different intricate little pieces here, and I think I'm just going to go with one and then maybe do another one in that interior. But